everyone, it's Luphisra here, and I'm back to play more of Beacon Pines. Yeah. So, last time, we managed to escape from the bad guys. Okay? Who are the bad guys? The clipboards. And the clipboard's not referring to like actual clipboard, but a bunch of people. And I'm assuming they're like brainwashed, like clones made by the Perennial Harvest Company. And they're after the two of us. Mainly they're after like the bully, okay? The one in the cloak. Or, well, it's not a cloak, it's like a jacket. But yeah, we got into a fight with the dude because he insulted our dad and stuff, and he got splashed by this mysterious goo and he turned into a monster. At least half of him did. And we are here now in this icy area. I'm not sure where this is.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
Manhole cover. If it is, I've never seen one like it. Okay. There's nothing around in this location at all. Okay. Well, let's go to the next map. Luka, are you there?
Almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that Bozo Kerr? Hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luka looked at Iggy with hesitation.
Oh yeah, his name's Iggy. I keep forgetting their names. But yeah, he's Iggy. No, the cat is Iggy. The deer is us, Luka. No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luka responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young men of the hour. Now, how in tarnation do you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luka winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Yeah, yeah, he's after us, wants to kill us. We need to keep moving. We can't get it distracted over here. There's nothing to look at around here, though. Where am I supposed to go? I can't go anywhere on this side. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's just down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh, still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. Hello, random stranger lady I clicked on. Hello, Fluffy Toxin. Welcome to the stream. I'm playing Beacon Pines and being completely lost as to what's going on. I'm assuming there's this like conspiracy going on and all the adults are in on it. You know, at least our Gran seems to know something, which Beacon Pines, if you don't know, is like a game, like a based on a story, and you can go back to different paths. I'll show you. Hold on, I'll show you. See, like that. Okay, see this tree over here? These are the different paths I took, different points in the game. They call it turning points. So this is like a sort of like a word game. And yeah, see the words that I used at the side? I'm blocking a little bit, I'm sorry. But yeah, depending on the words that you use, like for the story, at the turning point, you change the path that you take. You can die in this game, I've died a lot in this game, so don't do a drinking challenge when you're playing this game because you're gonna get alcohol poisoning. But yeah, so I play on this side. So there is one word that I haven't used yet called break. But yeah, so the other path I took, I made up with a friend after getting into a fight with my friend Rolo, and after we made up, we were spending time together, and the entire town just froze over in ice. So that was a sad ending. So now I'm playing a different path, which is the other one I took that, and I died the first time because I used like fight and I died. You know, I couldn't like fight against the bad guys. What genre is this? I would say it's kind of like point and click. It's kind of like a point and click adventure game, but it's more story based. So unlike the other point and clicks where there's like you use like items and it's like it has that point and click adventure game logic which means it doesn't really have like real logic to it. You use words to solve puzzles instead. But yeah, it's kind of like a story game. But it's very cute and nice. A bit like a graphic novel, yes, a bit. Kind of like that, but it's unlike the graphic novel that you're used to, where it looks like, you know, like the Japanese style kind of graphic novel vibe. Yeah, it's a bit different. But it's still really nice. And don't be fooled by the cuteness of this game because apparently it's very emotional and yeah. So like our main character, Luka, which is a deer, he lost his parents. His father passed when he was really young, when he was 6 years old, and then his mom's missing. And we just learned that the bad guy, Kerr, was the one kind of responsible for it. So there's that. Yeah. Always the games with the cute little animal characters that hit in the feels. Yes. You always get fooled by the cuteness of the game. And then you realize, fuck, this is like not that like sweet little cozy game. No, it's like emotional. But yeah, that's about it for this game. That's what I know. I just started, so yeah. And there's no voiceover, but I don't mind that actually. What's all this? Hard to say with all the snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep in Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I see what I can do. Okay, I need items or something. Oops, sorry. How do I... Oh. No. I gotta aim, but how? I'm bad at aiming. I'm bad at this. I'm so sorry. Ah! Oh no! It's Beacon Pines.
At the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
Well, it snowed over. Oh shit! This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How do we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. That's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought in before. It was cold too. Maybe all of this leads to one source. You think it's related? What the hell is going on? Gotta get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Yeah, so you missed it, but in my previous stream when I played it, this guy, his name is Iggy. He's our bully. And in one of the paths I took, Luka couldn't handle it anymore and then just pushed him, and he like fell and got splashed by this weird puddle of goo near the old Valentine warehouse, which you might probably see later on. And it turned him into this weird, like, you know, where you saw half his face was like strange. Yeah, did that to him. So we're assuming that it did it to the town as well. It froze it over. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. Does stuff look familiar to you? Yeah, that's the goo stuff. It's like the barrel near the puddle I shoved me into. Yeah. So yeah, that I think that's the goo in the barrel. So love your V2, by the way. Super pretty, like gas. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I had a great like artist design it. Has some like Chinese Oriental elements added. Because like I'm Chinese. Singaporean Chinese. If you're curious. But yeah. I really like it. I really like the look. All frozen.
Down at the frozen stream, Luka could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
What's a minnow? Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Sorry, I gotta allow that. Was being a huge sucker for purple and black color schemes. Ah, same. My favorite color is purple. So, yeah, purple and black, or purple and white too, are really cute. Okay, so like all my designs are like purple, everything. The fish didn't even have time to run, or you know, swim run. So yeah, apparently the entire town froze over, and somehow only the two of us escaped it. Favorite color purple too. I love lavender. Oh yeah, lavender. Oh my god, lavender is really cute. Lavender is a really cute color and flower too. Lavender scent. I love a good lavender scent. It relaxes you. It's really nice. Everything is gone.
Footsteps trailing Luka went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
I'm sorry I'm blocking him. You can only see half his face, but half of it's normal. The half that you're seeing is like, it's the one that went wonky because of the goo. Everyone's gone. What? Do you escape the freezer or do you arrive after it happened? So the thing is, like right before this, which I ended off last night, we got this guy, Iggy, was chased by a guy called William Kerr. He's the owner of Perennial Harvest, which is a company in the, Beacon Pines, focusing on innovating and the future of the town, yeah? And their workers, they all look the same, by the way, they just have different names. They're called clipboards, or at least the characters in game refer to them as clipboards, because they're always holding a clipboard and asking you questions. They're kind of similar. Think of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like if you have watched that anime cartoon. And you know, in Ba Sing Se, Judy, right? That's who they're like, Judy. So there are a whole bunch of them. They all look the same. They all say the same thing, asking the same questions. And they were chasing after the two characters. And so the first time I picked fight, and obviously we died. Then the second time I went to play a different path, got a new word, I picked flight. So we escaped into the woods. And before that, the woods, you know, the tree house where it's Luka's and his friend Rolo's like secret hideout. They call it mission control. And it looked perfectly normal. You know, like it's supposed to be like summer in the game. So it's like green and nice and beautiful, right? It's all looked normal. But they slit into the forest with this contraption thing via a rope to escape like the bad guys, and then they landed in this snowy hellscape. So immediately from green, nice summery vibes to like snowy Arctic hellscape in a matter of minutes. So the two of them are very lost and confused, like, and everyone just seemed to have disappeared randomly. It's just weird. There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. You have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Mickey, you have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled, the town is destroyed, and everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. We can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Mickey, it's gonna be okay.
Luka peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath.
It's just an average summer day in Alaska. Where did the goo come from? The goo came from, okay. So, if perennial harvest, you know, is focusing on the future of Beacon Pines, the Valentine family is the past of Beacon Pines. So, Sharper Valentine is the founder of Beacon Pines, and, there's this whole fowl harvest thing. I don't know what it is about yet because the game hasn't really went into detail about it. But apparently something happened at fowl harvest. Sharper Valentine died, and then the Valentine family is, you know, wanting to build a museum and also focusing on the past and their whatever they did in the past, right? Their glory and stuff. And they had this old abandoned like warehouse, which is supposed to be abandoned, right? But our friend Rolo, who is this adventurous, a bit childish, like really energetic, enthusiastic kind of like, I don't know what animal he is, but you know, like he saw that there were lights coming from that abandoned warehouse, and obviously our two friends had to go investigate. So, as you know, this game has different paths. You can go alone or you can go with a friend. And in the path that I'm taking right now is we went with a friend. But our friend and I, we parted ways because there are people at the abandoned warehouse. It's supposed to be abandoned, but it's not. And you saw the hazmat suit guys earlier. One of them was there. At the warehouse, and we hid in the dumpster to avoid him and hide, and he threw a body into the dumpster. Yeah. And so our friends ran away separate ways. Our friend got caught. Rolo got caught. And Luka escaped. So the goo came from them. But apparently it seems Perennial Harvest is also involved somehow because they are the ones that are after our protagonists right now, Luka and Iggy. But the Valentine family hasn't appeared yet. So I don't know if it's the Perennial Harvest guys just using the abandoned warehouse, like, because it's abandoned to do their crazy shit, or it's the Valentine family working together with the Perennial Harvest dudes and stuff. Because the thing is, like, before we realized, or at least Luka, we saw that our Gran is up to something weird. He's meeting with like other people and it seems like something's going on, and so I don't know, like the adult seems to be like bad. That's another guy you haven't seen him yet, called a Nunchuck, I think his name was Nun something. And he's one of the bad guys as well. He killed us one of the paths, and yeah, so apparently a lot of the adults know something about the foul harvest, like they're involved, but they're not telling the kids about it. It's very weird. I haven't gotten too far into the story yet to know what's going on.
Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luka a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a good idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luka allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
Huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
Yeah, so the building they're leaning on now is supposedly where Perennial Harvest is supposed to be. And Perennial Harvest is supposed to be like this, like, really advanced looking, like, company, at least as compared to the rest of Beacon Pines, where it's like this cozy, cute town, right? Perennial Harvest, the building is very, like, technological savvy, kind of, like, it's very modern, I would say. So it looks a bit off, but the building that you just saw just now, it's still very run down. Like, even the door is like not like the sliding door. It's like the old door, like the normal door. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is a duplicate town or what. I'm confused. The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. First time watching a Twitch stream in 4 years. Vibes are cozy here. I'm glad that you enjoy it, that you like it here. First time watching a VTuber. Nice. Well, I know VTubers are supposed to have like this, like... yeah, I am a VTuber, but at the same time, it's weird because I know VTubers are supposed to have like this character and they play up their character a lot. Like, at least the ones I've watched, they do that. They stay kind of in character. I kind of just have this like model to represent me because I'm not comfortable showing my face on camera. So yeah, but I'm glad you like it here. I play a lot of point and click adventure games. So yeah, it's kind of cozy if you like that kind of vibe. I don't play a lot of scary games because a lot of them like are like, they make me motion sick, okay? The thing you have to know about me is I have very bad motion sickness. A lot of games I can't play even though I want to because motion sick. So the games I play generally are for people who can watch, you know, even if you have motion sickness, you can watch it just because I have motion sickness. I gotta play games that I can't play, you know, and not make me sick. Personally, I appreciate more that you're being more genuine despite the avatar you prefer that. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad. You know, because I know some people like that whole, like, avatar, like they play up the character thing, which I understand could be fun, but that's just not me. It'd be too tiring to keep doing that. I don't even really have a backstory for my character. It's just the hordes just kind of represent, you know, like, dragon blood. Because in Chinese, there's this saying they like to say that they're dragonborn, descended from the dragons or something like that. And that's kind of like what I'm playing up to. I'm just like, hey, why not? Because I remember one of the pre-made avatars that I used before I got a custom. It had like the horn option. I've had someone say that they like it. They like that I had that like the little horn thing. So I decided why not include that. And then I'm Chinese and with the dragon thing, so like, if you really want to ask a backstory for my model, it's like she's a dragonborn witch. Chinese witch, and that's about it. That's about it. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse ass. You're supposed to be a horse ass in response. That's how it works. Yeah, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight with you? Of course. Jeez, you goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why are you going around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored. Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rolo are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse machine control.
He now wept openly.
Oh, so he's lonely. Oh my god. I'm sorry I'm blocking like Iggy completely, but perfect little Luka Van Horn with his perfect little life. Actually, that's not true. Yeah, his life is not perfect. Everyone in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
He gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression. Yeah, Tish is a rhinoceros who says yup. That's all she says, yup. And may I ask what time it is for you? It's 2:34 p.m. for me. Because I live on the other side of the world than most of my viewers, at least. I live in Singapore. And it's the middle of the day. Yep. I usually stream Saturday night, which I did last night. I streamed at about 10:30, 10 or 11 p.m. And then I play for 3 hours, and then I stream in the afternoon on Sunday at 2 p.m. GMT plus 8.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Nearly 12 a.m. for you right now. Oh my god! Why are you awake? Although, every time I ask that, I'm like not the right person to ask that because I stay up late if I can. Even on work days, you think like I should sleep early, right? Because even when I have to work, like for example, I work tomorrow, right? I start work at 8:30 a.m. So I have to wake up like at 7:15. Okay, at least because I'm lucky because my work is like really close by, and I always end up sleeping at like what 1 a.m. 2 a.m. sometimes even. Yeah, I tend to sleep late. I do that a lot, okay? I'm like a night owl, but unfortunately work requires me to wake up early. Still awake because I want to check your stream. Aw, thanks. Yeah, so actually 12 a.m. is not that late. I slept like at nearly 4 a.m. last night, so I'm not the right person to be saying like, hey, why are you up so late? Because I do that a lot myself. I stay up late all the time. Oh, it must be raining out here. Definitely.
Arched into a wide yawn.
You should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow, we get to the bottom of this.
The eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
I would think that they would try to go into a house and hide in there and not in the open. Luka, yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little tree house. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luka could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my life, this one wasn't half bad. Oh, that's sweet. They made up. They're friends now.
On bread. Luka was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug.
He's dreaming.
He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair. A voice behind Luka spoke.
Sorry.
This is how you remember them, huh?
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Luka turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams. Still clad in a yellow hazmat suit. Still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
Yeah, so our good old buddy Luka, his dreams kind of have like, I don't know how to say it, like he can sort of dream about weird things, but it kind of like talks about the future or something like that. So in his previous dream, he dreamt of like a guy in a hazmat suit who turns out to be him but older, freezing their town over and stuff. And then his father's there and being all weird and like cryptic, and yeah, his dreams are weird. Okay, I don't know what to put it.
Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know, it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luka snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luka turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luka was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes.
They should have had like some kind of like picture or something.
The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went.
No, because it's all black
He
and
grabbed Luka's hand and guided
I can't see anything.
floor. Luka heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luka gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luka's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong.
So I'm assuming that the dad found out about what the town is behind and up to, right? He found out about the conspiracy, and he wanted to do what's right and stop them. But the mother is like, no, you shouldn't get involved. And that's what the fight is about.
I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luka flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luka, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luka descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luka eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luka placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luka's ears. Listen to me, Luka. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luka hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
I'm assuming he never came back.
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me!
It was the calming presence, or the recognition that he was not in danger. Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
He looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We're sleeping and minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. It didn't hurt anybody. Or nobody. I mean anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-hatted, scarfy-necked furball. Aren't you all furballs, though? Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Wait, how about a name? You must call me something and call me Nat.
He huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a little gat and buzz off? Very well.
Began to turn away indifferently.
The deer sweater is cute. And no, Ray, look, it's so adorable. I love him. Wait, do you live here? You might say that, so you know where we are. You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gotta help us or not. Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luka, I don't know about you. I'm getting out of here, one way or another.
Turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't a time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
And Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
Brief moment. Luka and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood. Or we teleported to some alternate universe. And this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. So I was right, there are two towns, is that it? So the Foulhavers destroyed the original Beacon Pines town. So they created a completely new town of Beacon Pines. It's exactly the same and just moved everyone there. What? I'm confused. You both grew up here, but the town you have called home for the past several years is a replica. I was right. There is a replica town. There's like two towns. The original one was destroyed, so everyone just moved to the replica. So all the adults know about this, but they don't say anything about it. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You'll need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. You would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, we can leave that to this miraculous thing we call brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion of even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Luka and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover.
Narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why do you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luka began to laugh uncomfortably.
Have you reached sinister status? Yeah, what's sinister status? What's that? I never heard of it. It's all ridiculous. No way they could.
Down at his feet, his eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Beepwood. Okay.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luka and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luka sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rolo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luka needed to know.
He's trying to go back home.
Luka stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth.
Not a real thing, just making a joke about how VTuber simps. I'm not too into the VTubers to know about the jokes. I'm sorry.
He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard.
Headstone.
A dry whisper escaped Luka's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
No reply. Just snow-covered silence.
I give me a slip like that. What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
He finally noticed the tears welling in Luka's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Like I said, you're the only VTuber I watch away in the same building. That's good to know. That's good to know. I'm glad we're in the same boat. Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Hide! Gotta hide. Hide. 259K. Far off distance, still good. Did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved them will never know the truth. Truth is overrated.
To scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey! Don't be such a downer, dude. I took this job to change the world. Yeah, come on. It's almost lunchtime. Weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Luka a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who ya helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luka Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah! Her and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luka wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever is at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to the precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. What if it's too big to smash?
Flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Okay, locate the source. Okay, basic question. Have you played Undertale or Deltarune? No. I haven't actually even heard of those games before. I might need to look it up. Hold on. Undertale. Never even seen this before. Oh wait, no, I've seen people play it before. I think I saw Nina Struggles play it before. But yeah, I don't usually go play these games myself. Like games like Undertale and Deltarune. So yeah, probably not. Yeah, I'm more of a point-and-click person, I guess. That's why. It can get awful cold out there in the in those woods, Luka. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Do you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you? Yes. Yes, you seem like a killer to me.
Iggy and Luka shared a skeptical look.
Oh, do I? Oh, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. What about One Shot? It's a cute adventure game about a cat on a light bulb. Actually, no. Okay, so we have to go... Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. A few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecrackers that they give kids. The good stuff. So why do you bury it under a tree? That's a long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop, and you guys bit me off for a reason, some reason or another.
Rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
A chuckle.
Yep. Just want to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. I might have underestimated it. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but I should have seen the look on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under the tree. When I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them, tossed them.
Triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. So we got some fireworks that we can use to... Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast off, loser. Okay, so this is the old town area. Okay.
Luka and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Oh, wow. Oh. Can you see why they wanted to move us all out of town now? But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Oh my god. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Where's Rolo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drive me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What do you do to our town? What is all this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You're a smart boy.
Face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness. Others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is, we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for a curtain call. We weren't giving up without fight. You're supposed not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Snapped his fingers.
Can we just blow up the source? Like, put the firecrackers down there? Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luka with a sly glance.
Also, let the horns and character literally gonna drum and worship you. Thanks. I'm glad you like my design. Thank you so much for that. I really like it too. Iggy turned to Luka with a sly glance. Why are you smirking? You guys have a box full of fireworks, and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen to my Trudy's in your precious hole? Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar.
Iggy
That's far enough.
took a bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. Y'all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
Nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Oh!
With a
Oh!
Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luka. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luka dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luka, listen to me. Hold on tight, use the walkie-talkie to call them back. How and what channel do I use? Doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. To do that, the clippers will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way we can get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. So Kerr, you have had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless, just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? How do you know I can still play 25? You should have heard me sing the part of Phyllis Young.
A wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
He's crazy. Mr. Kerr's crazy. Can you believe this guy?
Luka's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. Want to save your friend, you have to save me too. Luka, look at me. It's okay.
Luka felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
aren't gonna kill your friend like that, aren't you?
Muscle in Luka's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. No, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. You know.
Felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's the only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Rackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luka, let me do this.
His voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Oh my god, no! Okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't want to accept his request. I don't want to accept his request. What do I do? What do I do? I know I can come back and change it. I know, but I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I hate this. I hate this. Like, I want Kerr to die, but then Iggy, we just made up with him. We just made up with the dude. Ugh. Can I just take off Iggy's coat and let Kerr fall? You know what? I'll refuse it first. I'll refuse it first, see what happens, and if I die, I will come back and change it, okay? I'll do that, right?
Luka had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face.
I'm regretting it already.
That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luka with his eyes one last time, but Luka pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luka. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
Yeah, so I had to go back and change it.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Okay. Oh my god.
Luka had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
I like Iggy! Oh my god, why? I just started liking the dude. A quiet blink. Luka watched teardrops sail down into the howling void. I'm glad you believe in me, but I don't believe in myself in times like this. Why? This is why they say this is an emotional game, and you do not be fooled by the cuteness. Why?
His fingers slowly gave up. He met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
No. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Luka, I should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before Perennial Harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest Lacrimarine Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. Love Beacon Pines. I love and hate Beacon Pines because I love the story. I love how cute it is, but it's so emotional. Iggy just died. You missed it. I started liking the guy. He just made up with Luka. They're buddies now, and then he died. He freaking fell because fucking Kurt. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Ah. But welcome to the stream, Sailor Moon Kitty. Welcome. So the gong makes things cold and the fireworks make the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yes. It's emotional and cute characters make it harder, yes. I have been told and warned that do not be fooled by the cuteness of the game because it's very emotional and dark. And I was like, okay. So I was prepared for it being emotional, but I still can't handle it. I still can't handle it. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to create a runaway reaction. I try to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
We do have some idea what it will look like because we played through a different path. About how far into the game are you? I'm not sure, actually, because there are so many different paths in the game, and you can go back every time to like change and make a different path. I don't know how far I am, actually. I think this game's gonna be pretty long, actually, just saying. We will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. You know all this, and why haven't you been helping? I have been, on my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luka Van Horn, you're going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luka followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny.
And the silence. That silence.
To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder, Revenge Served Cold.
Is this the end?
Second time's a charm?
What?
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good?
Narrator!
I'm starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Okay. Where's the other path that I could take? This, break. Okay, this one. But I guess this is the right place to have a little break? I don't know. But yeah, there's so many paths. I'm not even halfway up the page yet. If you guys can look at the screen and the tree, there's so much more, space on that page. I have a lot more to go. But yeah, I'll take a break here, just for a little bit, and then come back and play more of the game. No, for those of you watching YouTube, for those of you watching this VOD on YouTube, because I post onto YouTube as well, that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.